You're listening to the Limitless Broadcasting Network.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's the Boogeyman?
You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand? It's showtime.
Hey guys, welcome to You Can't Kill the Boogeyman podcast. I'm your host, Robby.
And I'm Sammi.
And we have a special guest today. Introduce yourself.
Yes, hello. I go by the name of CrayDre, but you can call me Dre. And then my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is so it's at CrayDre. So it's like CRAY Dre DRE. Now I've seen it say Z at the end, and I don't know. I'm like, can people search it? But I think if you just search CrayDre in YouTube,
It'll come up.
Tell me about your YouTube channel. Like you do horror movie reviews.
Yes. I do mainly I do horror movie reviews. That's kind of the base of it. Like I'm really passionate about horror films, especially just like the experience. Like and I'm really like something I've always been doing is or not always. I've recently started, and when I started my YouTube, I started this whole thing of like when it comes to horror, in my opinion, like the less you know, the better.
Yeah.
Like out of any genre, comedy, action, like you could see the trailer, you could see a cool scene, you'd be like, oh man, that looks so cool. You get excited for it. I feel like you can see it in the theater and you're like, you're even more enthralled by it. But when it comes to horror, it's completely different. It's like in a sense, it's almost like a one and done experience.
Yeah.
Even though we have the ones we love that we watch repeatedly,
Right.
but something that I'm preaching constantly on my YouTube is avoiding the trailer, because when it comes to horror, you want to be surprised, you want to be terrified. At least I do.
I
I
agree
want
with
to be
that.
terrified out of my mind. So I feel like the trailers nowadays, just period, reveal too much. And
Yeah.
you know, and I recently, when I started my YouTube channel, I think the first movie I saw was Malignant. I stopped watching the trailers. I don't watch it until after I see it. Then I watch the trailer, and it's a completely different experience. So, so I do horror movie reviews. I do what really the basis of my channel is like reviews, rants, and reactions. So I haven't really done any rants yet, but I've done just a few like trailer reactions to some movies. And then I kind of like did some. I love music too, so that's gonna eventually be introduced. But yeah, and I'm kind of starting to go in another direction slightly. I don't know if you guys have ever seen on YouTube those like videos like for the first time, like watching so and so for the first time. Have you ever
Oh,
seen those?
yeah.
So I watched X a couple months ago. Once
Okay.
again, didn't see the trailer for that, and I enjoyed it so much. So I'm currently editing that video, but it's been taking a long time because there is nothing to teach you how to do these things. I edit my videos myself,
Right.
and it's just takes so much time. And there's like for those specific videos, there's like a formula that they all have. And the YouTube or Reddit, nowhere teaches you how to do that. And I'm like, I literally searched it so long, and I just kind of been teaching myself kind of how to do that specific editing for those kind of videos.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of editing that because I had a blast watching it. So depending on how that goes.
It was
Wasn't it?
movie. Yeah, it was good. I was surprised. I mean, I saw it in theaters, so it was good. We are going to cover that movie, so we'll have you back on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
that
was
one.
so freaking good. I loved it so much. But yeah, like I'm editing that video. I screamed like 4 times. I had a good time watching it. It
Yeah.
was definitely a good time.
So right now
But,
we're doing the
yeah.
whole Michael Myers Halloween franchise.
Yes.
So after the franchise, we're gonna just start picking like fun movies we want to watch and review, and then we'll get into another series.
Yeah, just take a break.
Ooh.
So we've watched
Mm.
how many? There's like 12 Halloween movies.
13,
13 altogether.
something like that. 11.
Wow, I've never counted.
It's a lot.
You have the 3, you have Halloween, you have obviously the recent
The
3 that
most
came out.
recent 3.
Yeah.
And then you have 7, 8, 2, 8 Resurrection. What came out of Resurrection? I think that was it, right? There wasn't another one after Resurrection. So it's about 11, right?
Yeah, about
I
11.
think that when I did it, it was
Yeah.
11. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
11. So
Yeah.
we're on
Yeah.
number 10 of 11. So
almost done. Yes.
almost done.
Mhm.
So today we are covering Halloween Kills.
Yes.
So I'm assuming this is your favorite horror movie?
When did it come out? 2021?
Mhm.
First of all, just the Halloween franchise, it's beloved to me. It was one of the I think I was 6 years old and I saw Halloween 78 and I watched it. When I say I watched it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, my mom was so concerned.
It's so
She was just-
concerned.
She was scared because I just
Kept
the
watching.
VCR.
Yeah.
After it would eject out of the VCR, I would just push it right back in and watch it all over again. Like I realized that I couldn't get tired of watching it. That was kind of like when horror really started for me. So, and then I just saw, like, by the time I was 7, I had already seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then H2O came out like maybe a year or so because I was like 7 or so at the time. And so, yeah, Halloween is a beloved franchise, and Halloween Kills specifically. I enjoyed Halloween 2018. But Halloween Kills for me was, I want to say it was probably my favorite movie of 2021, my favorite horror movie of 2021
Okay.
of that year, because it was just, I didn't watch the trailer.
No,
So I didn't know what, I read that David Gordon Green said that it was like Michael Myers on like on acid. Like I heard like when they were doing test screenings, that's what people were saying. So I was just like, okay, it's like Halloween 2008, but like a little bit better.
Right.
Did I not expect like, you know how it was so crazy that I felt like I was on drugs.
You were on drugs.
No, I'm not joking. As I was watching it, I was like, I felt so exhilarated. I felt like I was on drugs. Even when I was done with the movie and I was going to the bathroom, I was just like, I remember just peeing in disbelief. Like, I remember getting in my car, driving home, like, I cannot believe, like, I got home and I did a review on my channel about that, and I was like very, very hyped for that because it just was, oh my goodness, it was so freaking good. It was like,
Agree.
Yeah. I know this is the first movie in the franchise that Michael Myers and Laurie don't actually interact the whole movie.
They don't even face
yeah.
off at all.
We have, I'm sure Sammy will put that in the facts.
Yeah, but no, that's true. Yeah,
But
they
yeah,
don't even
that's-
face off at all.
That's the first movie they
she's
don't
always
do
in the
that.
hospital.
why am I? Shut up. She is in the hospital the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest too. I was supposed to watch it yesterday to like refresh myself, but listen, I've only seen it in the theater that one time, and
Okay.
I'm still high off of that.
Yeah.
From that, I
That's fine.
gotta
That's
like
fine.
it was that impactful for me. Like,
No, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So how
that
we
is
do
crazy
things.
though.
Sammy has some killer facts for us. So
Okay.
So, but interrupt whenever you want to say anything. Like,
right.
Okay.
Right.
yeah, like whatever your thoughts are, it's fine.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay. So we always like to start with the taglines from the movie because I always think it's interesting. Some of them are like garbage and some of them are good.
Yeah,
depending
absolutely.
on the movie. Yeah. So this one had several taglines. So first one is "Evil dies tonight," which is
I mean, because it's the movie, that's
you
what
say
they
that like
wanted to do.
10,000 times.
I was like, I don't want to hear Evil Dies Tonight any freaking more. Oh
It
my
is
gosh.
a bit overused.
Yes.
I can, yeah. The second one is the saga of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode isn't over. Okay. It's
Not true.
next one is you can't kill the boogeyman.
I like that one.
That one I think is a good one. The
That's a
next
good
one,
one.
they love doing this too. More of the night, evil came home 40 years later.
Okay.
I don't know how, but they've used this tagline a
yeah,
lot.
I feel like
Yeah.
It's a
Was it the
common,
night he came home?
yes,
Yeah.
Michael
And they
Myers
kind of
thing.
just added that,
Over and
40
over.
years later.
Yeah.
It's
The
kinda
next
good.
one is Let It Burn, which
Okay.
it fits because Laurie
Yeah.
says that. And then last one, 3
Let
generations
it burn.
road
Yeah.
strong.
I like that one. That's good.
Wait, say that one again?
3 generations strode strong.
Wow,
So-
regeneration strode strong.
Which I guess
Kind
kind
of a tongue
of ties
twister.
into the next movie.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
true.
like this because they were setting up the next movie
mm-hmm,
all the way all along.
mm-hmm. Yeah, they had
So-
the
That's true.
yeah.
And
That's
I like
true.
it because when they started shooting these 3 movies, they had the same team, the same production coordinator. It wasn't like all the other movies where it was a big cluster.
Right.
all over the place.
It was consistent.
It was
Yes.
consistent.
It reminds me of
story.
Scream. It reminds me of
Yes.
before Wes Craven.
Wes Craven.
But like he directed. It's like
Yes.
one of the most consistent franchise as far as like slasher franchises because
Yes.
the same
Right.
director. So yes, I understand that.
Yes. Agreed. Okay. Then we've got our summary of the movie. So, minutes after Laurie Strode, her daughter Karen, and her granddaughter Allison left masked monster Michael Myers caged and burning in Laurie's basement, Laurie is rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, believing she finally killed her lifelong tormentor. But when Michael manages to free himself from Laurie's trap, his ritual bloodbath resumes. As Laurie fights her pain and prepares to defend herself against him, she inspires all of Haddonfield to rise up against the unstoppable monster. The Strode women join a group of other survivors of Michael's first rampage who decide to take matters into their own hands, forming a vigilante mob that sets out to hunt Michael down once and for all. Except no, but they
Right.
tried, I guess.
It was kind of a once and for all.
Yeah, I mean they tried.
Yeah.
They tried. They tried all right.
They did. Yeah, they tried. So this one's rated R. Genre is holiday horror, mystery, and thriller. It always cracks me up that they call it a holiday. Like,
Yeah.
I was about to laugh like holiday horror when you
they
said that. I was
always
like, really?
categorize every one of them. I think
Yeah.
that we've
I
done is
never knew
holiday.
that.
That's the category for it. Which it's Halloween, so I guess that's the holiday. But
It's fitting. But
I always think of Christmas. So
It is
I laugh.
right. Me too. I think of Christmas, not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
hey, I never knew.
Not Halloween, but
Yeah.
whatever. So director David Gordon Green, who you had already mentioned once. There are a huge number of producers on this. We have Malek Akkad. He's back. He's been on, forever.
The Accods, yes.
Yep, they're still around. Laura Altman, Bill Black, Jason Blum, of course, is back again. John Carpenter is back again. Scott Clackham, Jamie Lee Curtis, getting that money, being a producer.
She was a producer?
I think on all
What?
3 of these.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she
Smart.
Ryan Freeman, Andrew Golov, Scott Gowrie, David Gordon Green is actually producer on the movie as well. Danny
That's what he should be.
He should get the money, yeah. Rick Osco, Bob Osher, Cooper Samuelson, Ryan Turek, Jeanette Volmo, and Attila Soleil User. So it's a lot of producers on these. Like
that is a lot of producers.
the last
my
one
gosh.
had 18 producers, I think.
Whoa,
Like, these movies
I didn't
are
even know
loaded
this.
with people. Yeah,
I think because it takes so much to get these characters off the ground.
probably.
Did you know that Rob Zombie just signed a deal to come back to direct the last
third
Michael Myers in his franchise?
No.
Oh, he's coming
I
back
didn't
to
know that either.
end his franchise finally. So
Wait. So,
I'm really excited.
you know what? I'm gonna be honest, right? I watched because I remember when Rob Zombie's Halloween came out when I was like in high school, and I was so excited. Like I was just like, and I remember just not liking the Rob Zombie Halloween. I didn't like the backstory. I didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
but I was doing overtime. I usually work Monday through Friday, and I did overtime like a couple weeks ago, and I put on Rob Zombie's Halloween, like, and I just had it playing, and I was like watching it. And I was like, you know what? This movie is actually really good.
Yeah,
And you know what? I never said that it was a bad movie. I actually just didn't. I think it was a taste difference for me because, and
you
it's
did a
just
different
goes back.
spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Rob Zombie, like it's
Yeah.
and one thing I've always given him was his props because he's very bold to take a franchise like Halloween and make it his own. Like
You're
I think
right.
that takes a lot of boldness to do that. And he had his spin on it, his gritty his gritty
His
take on
Rob
things.
Zombie feel,
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
Right.
House of a Thousand Corpses and
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Devil's
my
Rejects
gosh.
and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
So
vibe.
yeah.
We'll get
He
more into the Rob Zombie era. Because we're gonna have a whole section based to him.
Just for Rob Zombie.
So we'll get
Mm,
more into him.
Mhm.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's just so crazy though. I didn't know he came back to direct that third one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this is
know.
a
That's
new
pretty cool
development.
though.
Yeah, it's
The
brand
new
new.
development. So I'm excited to
Yeah.
actually see him produce it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he does.
Yeah.
Very curious. Okay, so writers. Obviously, John Carpenter, Deborah Hill get credit because they made the character.
Come on, Deborah. We love Deborah.
Yes. Scott Teems, Danny McBride, and David Gordon Green all wrote the movie. So, cinematographer Michael Simmons, and it came out October 15th, 2021. It had an estimated $20 million budget.
20 million.
Mhm.
20 million.
Yes.
That's hefty
Yeah.
I
for a horror film. Hefty.
Yeah.
and they needed it.
Yeah.
For what they did with this. Its opening weekend, it made 49.4 million. So
Wow.
it definitely made a
Wow.
profit. And its overall gross was 92 million.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No
so,
wonder Halloween Ends came about.
Yeah, they definitely were making money off of this. So
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Didn't know it.
Yeah.
They made a pretty good budget, pretty good profit.
Oh, absolutely.
A bit, yes. Uh-huh. Oh, so it's a runtime. It's an hour and 45 minutes, distributed by Universal. And then Robbie always likes to talk about the cameras. I don't know anything about these. So
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know,
This is
but
interesting.
he's a nerd. So they used an Arri Alexa Mini, a Cook anamorphic eye and Hawk V Plus lenses, an Arri Alexa SXT Cook anamorphic eye and Hawk V Plus lenses.
So they didn't spare any expense on production quality.
I'm gonna believe you because I don't know
Wow.
anything about lenses or
Me
cameras.
neither. But hey, this sounds exciting.
It
Yeah.
sounds fancy, so I'm like, yeah, sure. All right, ratings. Always low, in my opinion, for
I
horror
think
movies.
People
but
get on and they're just like, I
they
don't
just
like this,
trash
and
it.
trash it. So
Yeah, because it's got a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb, 38% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 66%
Of course.
audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. But
Mm.
yeah, I think this is probably the best one out of the three.
yeah.
So
In my opinion, yes.
yeah.
But I follow like a lot of the Facebook horror groups. That's kind of where I like kind of found the horror community. They trash Halloween Kills on those groups. Like you should see what they say, and I'm
Sure
like,
they do.
I believe it.
Because I
yeah,
mean,
they do.
I'm a big fan of horror, but I feel
Mhm.
like there's different takes. I mean, you don't want to just tell the same story over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And so there has to be different takes and different spins. That's how you keep developing, keeping these
Like,
characters
hello.
moving forward.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't always stay the same.
And like when I go to see a Michael Myers movie, I want to see him just slice up and kill people.
people.
And that's what he does. And
Yeah.
I saw a comment, a post in the group yesterday. Actually, they said that Halloween Kills was like they said that it pretty much like it was like not only was it the worst entry in the franchise, it like literally ruined the franchise. And people, but there are people in the comments, including me. I was like, because they were saying Halloween Ends was the one that did to the franchise. I was like, yeah, Halloween Kills was definitely not one of them. I'm like,
Mhm.
and everybody was like, I love Halloween Kills, but there were like a good amount of people were like, Halloween Kills was sucky and all that kind of
Wow.
stuff.
See,
People love to hate on all these movies,
I mean,
I swear. Though.
I understand not liking everything, but
Yeah.
dude, if you don't like it, you don't really have to comment on it. It may not be for you, but it may be somebody else will like it.
I think people just don't understand when it comes to like
It's
the taste palette. Like,
yes,
Yeah.
everybody has taste, but in my opinion, after I saw Halloween Kills, I was like, what did you want? What
Yeah.
more could
That's
you
what
have
I was
wanted?
saying.
Like,
Yeah.
this was like he was angry. He was like on steroids.
Yes,
like,
he was
what
pissed.
did you
Everybody.
want?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why you call it entertainment, because it's entertaining. So
and like you kind of said, like, I don't really watch Halloween for the storyline. And once
Right.
again, I started watching when I was younger, so it was Halloween 2, Halloween 3. Oh, well, I don't really like Halloween 3 as much.
You don't
But
like
Halloween 4.
Halloween.
No, I did
You
not.
know the
have to-
backstory of
You have
Halloween
to
3?
remove it is the thing. Like
Yeah.
it just
Right.
it's not a Michael Myers any.
No, it's not.
You got to look at it
I
as
know
very
the
own thing.
director. I know the director kind of had that. Like, I think John Carpenter
John
had
Carpenter,
that.
Yeah,
that's what he
directed
wanted.
it.
Yes.
He wanted
Yeah,
to know
so-
standalone thing.
Right. If they would have just put it to the side, then maybe.
Yeah, that's
But
something like
I growing up, my mom was always like, "Don't watch Halloween 3. Michael Myers is not in it." And when you're younger, like once I was like 5 or 6, so
Yeah.
I'm just watching it, and I'm like, "Where's Michael? I don't like this." But
And
He's
I
not
told,
around,
I told
yeah.
the same thing to her. I was
He
like,
did for
don't
years.
even watch it. But I actually like Halloween 3.
it's
I mean-
actually it's a cool story, and I think it and the silver shamrock.
It's
the
Yes.
just
song.
in your head
Yeah.
over and over.
You know where that song came from, right? It's from London
No.
Bridges. London Bridges.
Oh,
It's the same tune.
down. So
Yeah.
I can
because
instantly hear that.
It was a public domain
Song.
song, so they didn't have to pay anymore. So
So
they
they could
just
just-
changed it.
Use it for the movie.
All right, so we got cast now.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So cast.
back
Ooh,
to
yes.
back to the movie.
Let's get back to
Oh my god. Yes.
So cast. We have Jamie Lee Curtis back as Laurie, Judy Greer as Karen, Andy Matichek as Allison, Will Patton as Frank Hawkins, who is the deputy that got stabbed and run over, and we pretty sure he was dead, but
Right.
Made it through.
not dead in this movie.
Right.
So yeah. Thomas Mann is a younger version of Frank. Jacob Keohane as Tobias, who's a deputy. Anthony Michael Hall is Tommy Doyle. Makes his big
Mhm.
appearance from the movie.
Yes.
Robert Longstreet is Lonnie, a grown-up Lonnie that we remember from the first movie. Tristan Eggerling is a younger version of Lonnie in this movie. And let's see, we got Dylan Arnold as Cameron, Allison's ex-boyfriend.
Yes. I loved him.
Me
He
too.
was so good.
Yes.
But
He was one of my favorite characters.
I
highly
think
entertaining.
You had to make room for the next installment, so I
So
understand
that's why.
why he had to go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
couldn't make it. James Jude Courtney and Nick Castle both portrayed the Shape in this movie.
The castle.
He's just
We've met him before at Spookala.
Really?
Spookala.
Spookala.
He literally was just walking around,
Yeah, just
Just
in the
saying hi to
crowd,
people.
just in the crowds, walking around,
looking
saying
at the
what's up.
booths. Just
I'm hoping he does that when we have our booth. I'm hoping he comes up and
He's
says
just
what's
like,
up.
it's Nick Castle. Yes.
That is so funny.
Let's see. And then Aaron Armstrong is a younger version of Michael Myers in the flashback. Christian Michael Pates is Michael as a 6-year-old child in Karen's imagination. Charles Cyphers is Lee Brackett, who's the former sheriff that lost his daughter in 1978. If you remember from way back in the original movies, he
Yeah.
comes back. And then Nancy Stevens is back again as Marion Chambers. So sorry, she gets it once again. She
Yeah,
doesn't make it very long.
She dies so
Oh
many
my-
times in this
She
franchise.
got resurrected only to die in this once again.
She did die so many times.
So many times.
Poor lady. She's just. I think the death in this one though was better than her
A
last
lot better,
death.
yeah.
much more gruesome.
Oh,
So,
talk
she
about
went out in an
bad.
epic way.
I'm sure she didn't mind coming back for the character
No, I
and the
mean,
paycheck.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I would have freaking came back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Kyle Richards is Lindsay Wallace.
Yes.
She actually reprises her role from the 1978.
Yes. I was so excited when I saw that.
Yeah, so it's fun that they had some original people back besides
Yes.
Jamie Lee, for sure.
Yeah.
It was filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did not know that.
Not Utah. A lot of these movies were filmed in Utah.
It was like the middle ones, like 5 and
5 and 6 were
4,
filmed.
5, and 6. Maybe,
Yeah, were filmed in Utah.
I think.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that surprised me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love 6. Ugh.
Dangertainment.
that's a reservation.
Oh,
No, but I just love saying that.
Like, where'd that come from? That's not the right movie.
I just love saying that.
He does that all the time, literally all the time.
oh. Danger. I know. I'm noticing. I just had a flashback when he said it earlier.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
just see. Yeah,
Buster Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes popping that out. Oh my god. Okay, so now we're gonna move into some like fun facts about the movie.
Okay. Mhm.
So David Gordon Green recalled when they attempted to find a yearbook photo of one of Michael Myers' victims from the 1978 film, he found a yearbook photo of Bob Odenkirk that he thought resembled the original actor John Michael Graham. So
From Better Call Saul.
yes,
Wow.
Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul. Breaking
Why am I like
Bad.
Googling that? Like,
Yeah.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so the rights issues were resolved so that he could use Odenkirk's photo instead of the actual actor. So Odenkirk is credited in the film as Bob, even though he's not really in the movie. It's
That
just his photo.
Ah.
it surprised me how long Bob Odenkirk has been around. Like he just
Yeah.
hasn't
As
been
an
around,
actor?
like an actor.
Yeah.
Like you think he's just popped up for like Better Call Saul and
No,
Breaking
he's
Bad,
been doing stuff for
but he's been
years.
around for years.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he has quite a filmography going on here.
Yes, he does. Yeah, we like to watch him in particular in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah, we're rewatching Better Call Saul because
Yeah.
we want to watch the 6th season. It's out Tuesday on Netflix, so
I never seen Better Call Saul.
you should watch it.
You watch
Have
Breaking
you
Bad?
watched Breaking Bad?
I did see Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
you've seen that.
It was
Watch
such a
Better
good
Call
show.
Saul.
Okay.
I
You
think
know
it's-
what's so crazy is like nowadays, like there's so many series
Yes.
that I just can't do it.
I
Like I
know.
can't. I get so tired. I just want to go to sleep watching all these series. I just want to watch a movie and be done with it. But I know there's so many good shows that I have like a list that everyone's
Yeah.
like, you
Yep.
have to watch. You have to watch.
We
I'm
do
like,
the
"Oh,
same
God."
thing,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I jump around so many. I watch
Yes.
5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, and then
Oh
I'll
my
come.
gosh.
And then I'll come back to
Netflix,
it,
HBO, it's terrible.
and then I'll come back to it, and I'm just like,
So
all
many
right.
Yup,
like
it's terrible.
started things that show
Yeah.
up. Continue
I need to
watching.
just do that. I need to just jump around because my thing is like I don't want. Well, I actually have some that I've started that I just haven't finished, not because it was bad. I just haven't gone back to it. But
Right.
I just there's so many. There's so
Yes.
many.
Yes, I know. Ugh. Okay, back to our fun facts. So there are 12 pumpkins in the opening sequence. So that indicates the last one indicates Halloween Kills is the 12th Halloween film.
Wow.
So, which I did
I
not
love that
count it.
intro.
And,
I didn't either.
I was like, oh, that's fun. I had no idea there were 12 of them.
Right.
That's clever. Okay, sure.
It is clever.
Jamie Lee Curtis obviously is back as Laurie for the 6th time, and she has now surpassed Donald Pleasance,
Yeah.
who appeared in 5 movies. So she has the most appearances in the series now.
Okay.
Yeah, which
Which I would expect. You
I've
know.
never
Yeah.
seen Jamie Lee Curtis at like a Comic-Con or a horror con, but I hear when she goes in, they treat her just like royalty.
She should
But
be.
she's the
Well-
she's the scream queen.
yeah, just like the original, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
that,
original.
Well,
her mom, but
for
yeah,
debate or
Yes.
yes, but
Janet Lee.
yeah,
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, Jamie Lee is just blown up so much.
Yes.
I think that's why.
She's just
Mm-hmm.
everything. I just love her so much.
Yeah.
no, I agree.
Same.
Even her earlier work, like Prom Night and Terror Train. Oh,
Yes.
like,
We'll have to watch Prom Night.
Maybe we should just do.
have you never seen Prom Night?
Oh, of course. We'll have to do
Okay.
like a Jamie Lee
Maybe we'll do,
Curtis
like, a series.
If you do Prom Night, that's my favorite slasher. That's like my number one favorite
I want
slasher.
to do a. Have you seen Town of the Dreaded Sundown?
No, but that's actually on my list because I always come across it.
They reference that in the first Scream.
Yep. The town that dreaded sundown.
Yeah,
right?
the town that dreaded sundown.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You should definitely watch that. That is so
Okay.
There's a remake of it and the old one. You should watch
I've
both.
seen it on Tubi. Like I've come across it, and I'm like, and it looks like a
Watch
movie.
it.
I'm like, ooh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. It's
Mhm.
like we're gonna do slasher movies, but like we're gonna do the whole Jason, Freddy, all of
Eventually,
them.
yeah.
But there's so many of those movies, so that's why we're gonna pick and choose.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some fun movies, and then we'll jump into a series.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yes.
I mean,
been a lot of Michael
this
Myers.
is our first season of You Can't Kill the Boogeyman podcast,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and we're gonna already be up to 20 episodes, something like
Yeah, I
that.
think that's what it is between Scream and this.
Between Scream and this,
Yeah.
and we've
Okay.
Lenora Shelfo from Scream 1, the cheerleader. We interviewed her. We're gonna
Oh.
interview Nancy. She's shooting a movie right now, but she'll be
Mhm.
on. I have the casting director of Scream 1 that I'm working out interviewing. So the reason why we're gonna start doing all these booths at all these horror cons is because I want to get an interview with Jamie Kennedy.
Like everybody.
And I'm hoping that at the VIP party, I'll have a chance to interview him and not have to pay him. So
Right.
that's key.
Right. Slick one. That's a
Yeah,
slick
I'm
one.
trying to pull a fast one.
No payment.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh.
we're trying to interview a lot of people so they can get interested in us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
Lenora
Right.
was
That's
great. She was
She
fun.
was so nice.
That was our
Oh, is she?
when she signed on to do it. I was like, we got her.
We got
so
somebody.
Yeah. I would have been ecstatic.
Mhm.
she's very cool.
Just even them agreeing, it does
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay.
You want me to go back?
So where are we at now?
Okay. So actual firefighters from Cannon Air Force Base Fire Department are in the film's opening. So those are
Because
real firefighters.
Those are the ones when Michael Myers is coming out of the house
Yeah.
and he has that bloody I think the way he did it, like
Mhm.
got out of the house, the fight, that is great. He just
Like,
kills
it's like-
everybody.
right.
He's just super, you can tell how angry he is
Mhm.
in those. Like the way he
He's like,
slashes them.
fuck everybody. And he's just,
I never thought I could see him like that.
Yeah,
ever.
he just pissed.
Mhm.
He's just super pissed.
Mhm.
And like going back to Halloween, like the way he killed the friend with the spike
Oh, on the fence.
that was awesome.
Oh,
They
I
pick
was
it up.
like-
They pick it up in this one where he left it. He's
Right,
just hanging
right.
there.
He's still just
He's
chilling
just-
out on the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I liked how they did that. I love the continuation. It makes me
Yes.
think of Halloween too.
Yes,
How it like
yes,
kind of,
right
And they have a lot of
Yes.
callbacks. Like if you in the movie, you see Halloween 3 references: the skull, the witch,
masks.
the mask
Yeah.
in the movie.
They're at the playground.
Yeah, they're at the playground.
They have the three
Okay.
men. from
and they're
Halloween
trick or treating
3.
too.
Yeah.
You know what? I do remember that thing.
Mhm.
Okay, I can see that now. I didn't catch that reference, but
Right.
now that makes sense because I remember. Yes, I
They
do
Yeah,
call
remember
back to
that.
Halloween 3, and I like
Mhm.
it that they do call back other movies in the
Right.
franchise. It kind of makes it full
Ties it
circle.
all in. Yeah.
It feels very intentional. That's really cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, they wrote this with a lot of thought.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
can
Yes.
tell. That's why I think that's why there's so many producers on a Michael Myers picture.
Yeah,
So
makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. All right, so the film was shot digitally, obviously, but they used film grain filters for the 1978 flashbacks, so it
Oh
looked
my-
older, like they do, of course. And
keep going.
no, if you have a thought,
So the way they did Dr. Loomis,
that's what I was just going to talk about was
Okay,
Dr.
go,
Loomis.
go.
Actually, that was my next thing. So they were trying to figure out how to bring Dr. Loomis back because obviously Donald Pleasance is long gone.
they
Couldn't
probably
bring him
used
back.
old footage and just kind of like they did Paul Walker and
they
Fast
were
and
so
Furious.
they talked about using voice only or CGI, but they noticed their construction coordinator. So some random guy on the set, the construction coordinator, Tom Jones Jr., bore an uncanny resemblance to the late Pleasance.
Really?
So they added minor makeup effects to his brow and nose to complete the illusion, and then Colin Mahan I think who did it before, provide the voice.
That's super cool.
So it was
they
an actual
shot it
person.
practically. I didn't
Yep.
know that.
I did I know? I kind of knew that. I
Mhm.
halfway knew that.
Halfway.
I honestly thought, you know how they did Paul Walker in Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, the brother.
Yeah.
Brother,
with the
right?
brother.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I thought, but I thought it was digital.
But he was like back when they were filming it too.
Yeah.
I mean, so it wasn't like they did a close up on his face where you'd really
Right.
notice.
And
but-
it's
Right.
believable
Wow.
when they do it like that. You
Mhm.
believe it.
Mhm.
Hollywood.
Oh my god, that intro scene.
I
That intro
know.
scene.
So that was a lucky day for him, the construction coordinator, to get to be on set.
Yeah.
Like
It's just crazy. I don't know.
that intro scene. I don't want to jump ahead, but that intro
No,
scene
you can
is
talk
so
about
good.
whatever. It's fine. Yeah.
That intro scene is just once again, I didn't see the trailer, right? So
Mhm.
me coming in, like, and I'm all about the experience. I'm all about I was so pumped that I remember. Okay, so like something that when you don't watch the trailer, you're excited. I was already excited.
Right.
You already know you want to go see it, so you're already excited. But it is you're a little bit less excited because you don't really know what you're looking forward
Right.
to.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
know, so the excitement comes as you're watching it. So it's a
Right.
little bit different than when you're like, I used to watch the trailer over and over, repeat it, and I'll get
Right.
so excited. But this one, I was obviously excited for, but I didn't know
Right.
what I was looking for. When that intro scene came and I saw the flashback, I was like, this is so good. I remember like I was kind of like sit back, like kind of like relax, and I was like, I just remember getting up like,
Sit up.
oh my god, like I
Lean
was on the edge,
forward.
like, oh my god. I was like, this intro scene is so good. That's when I saw the little bit of the brutalness that was going on. I was like, oh my gosh, like
Mhm.
I
look,
feel
look, and
like
I'm only oh
I feel like Michael Myers is the maddest in this movie than he has been
Yeah,
in the
this
whole
is his most vengeful. Yeah.
franchise. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
literally.
very out for blood.
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's funny. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. When I was a kid, I thought like I consider Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers the Halloween Kills of my childhood. Because I felt like in Halloween Kills, he was so angry and so relentless.
Yeah.
In the same way that in Halloween Kills, obviously he's way more angry. But like in that time, like Halloween Curse of Michael Myers to me was like the Halloween Kills. Like yeah, I always thought he was so brutal in this one. Never did I think, you know, it would be this, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I think it's cool too. The movie matches its title so perfectly. Halloween Kills, like
Yes.
literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
The title it just sums it up.
That's
Mhm.
all he wants to do is kill. And like I like
Yeah.
it that in the movie that Laurie kind of explains that the more he kills, the more he goes on a
Mhm.
spiritual level. Like he's a demon. Like
He was like almost supernatural.
yes,
Like it was just
supernatural.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's why
yeah.
when you see the townspeople like trying to kill him, you think they got him, but
It
they're
looks
like,
like it for.
fuck all that noise, and he just kills everybody in seconds.
I know. Like you're just waiting. Like you think the movie's almost wrapping up, and then he's like, "Nope. Hold on a second."
Yeah.
I was so charged. I never that's why when I think about people talking about the movie, like part of me does get upset. Now I'm always open to people having their own like because I think people look for different things, you know, when they
Right.
watch Halloween. Like I don't look for story because the same thing happens. Even oh Jamie is in 4 and 5 and all that. It's like a little bit of a story, but it's Michael doing what he does. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of similar thing with Friday the 13th. Like it's not really like I
Yeah.
don't know, but yet we still watch. That's what slashers are. But anyways,
Yes.
I think that um like I don't watch it for like the story or anything like that.
Right.
So like I just get upset in a sense because I'm like, what did you guys want?
Yes.
Like what could you have asked for? Like the kills were super brutal. I was actually kind of shocked by the kills, because I know that Michael he's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I consider him one of the true boogeymans of my childhood. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
especially that how he is in 78. Like so I don't know. I know he's strong and I know but I don't watch for crazy inventive kills from Michael, even from Michael.
No.
But this one was like okay, we're going for like different kills, and we're
Right.
like,
Yes, they still did a good job.
I feel like they follow that trend in Halloween Ends. And we'll get to that.
yeah,
But
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah.
like for creative
I
kills,
see what you're saying.
they
Mhm.
follow that trend.
I can see what you're talking about. There's one particular kill that's popping in my head right now from the ends that
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think you know which one I'm
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
think we're on the same page.
The one with the music. I'll just say
Yes, yes.
that. Okay.
We'll
I
wait for
think
the
about
next
that.
episode to get
I
into
know,
it.
right? That's why. That's why we
But
won't talk
we're
about
right
it.
on the same page.
That
Uh-huh.
I don't like to think about that.
She didn't watch that in the theater. She was like,
when I saw it coming, I was like,
I thought it was super
I
cool.
can't- I
was
can't
like,
do it.
this is awesome.
I
But
was
yes.
just
I
like,
was like, this is different. I was like,
Yeah.
I've never.
I
Wow.
saw enough of it. No. Mm-mm.
All right.
Okay, so Kyle Richards, who's Lindsay Wallace, broke her nose filming the fight scene with Michael. Didn't tell the
I
crew about it
heard
until
about
later
that.
because she wanted to film the scene.
Can you imagine how bad that must have hurt?
It hurt so much.
Like you have
She
to
just
set
finished
your
the
nose
scene.
and everything. Oh man, that would
Ugh.
suck.
Yeah, but she rocked it out. She
She
finished
just-
the
I
scene.
remember reading that, and I didn't know if it was true or not because it was kind of
Yeah.
like, ooh,
I
why
just
didn't you tell?
horrific. Oh, just
Why didn't you
pains
tell
me.
anybody? But yeah, I can understand.
Oh, bothers me. Oh, okay.
That does bother me.
Yeah. All right. So horror movie references. In the flashback scene in 1978, Michael attacks the deputy McCabe with a rope. And in the original Halloween, Sheriff Lee Brackett responded to an alarm in a hardware store and reported a rope and some Halloween masks and a set of knives were stolen. So
Ooh,
tying
that's
back-
so
back into
clever.
it.
tying back to the
That is so freaking clever.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh
Just
my
those like
gosh.
little things that
yeah.
they do. It's
That's
I
so
remember that line.
That's why I think Scream and Halloween franchise are so iconic because they do that. They just
Those
jump
little
back and forth. Those
tie-ins
little tie-ins
that
makes
not
the
everybody will
movie.
even pick up
Right.
on, but the big fans.
Let me tell you, even not even to go on screen too much, but I just connecting with the horror community and just being able to talk with them. There've been a few things that I found out from Scream. I'm like, I never knew that. I never even caught that. Like the
Mhm.
fact that it's like so many loaded nuggets in there, you're just
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
missing them.
I agree.
It's insane.
I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities that Scream has had, and I'm hoping they will circle back around to fill those voids.
Yes.
But we'll see.
Hopefully.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Scream is my favorite horror franchise because
Really?
I'm sort of like you with that Halloween. Like I can watch Scream all over and over and over again and not get bored with it because this was the first franchise to introduce me to the horror franchise.
Right.
I was like
Okay.
11. I was like 11 when I saw it,
Mhm.
and I watched it with my mother, and from there I was hooked. That's why I think
Scream is
Yeah.
special to me.
Mhm.
that's why I like Scream 1996 is so iconic for me.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
that's
really?
that's my love of horror. And that's why
I
I'm
love
like
hearing that.
that's why I always like I know Scream 6 is coming out and it's already out, but like what does the older cast think of Scream 6 and all of that?
You know, yeah, no, I understand. Like, I see, and this is how I learned this too. I learned that I got into horror films really young because by the time I was 11, I was already a certified horror fanatic by then.
Right.
So Scream, I was born in 92, so I remember Scream 96. I remember watching it and being freaked out by it, and it was just so good. I love it. Kind of made me like love scripts and stuff. And
Yeah.
then Scream 2 came out, and I remember like I think I was like 6, and I just remember kind of like trying to get my mom to like rent it. Like it was like I think by then I had already knew and I remember watching Scream 2. She rented on VHS and I watched over and
Yes.
over. And then Scream 3 came out and I was like, I think 9 at the time. And
Mhm.
I remember her renting it as soon as it came out. I remember being sad at school because some kid was like, you know, Sydney dies in that one, right? And I was like, she does? And I was like, this is while it's at the theater. I was sad at school all freaking day. I think I was like in third, fourth grade. I was so sad. Like I was so sad. And then
It was definitely
he
fucking
finally
Yes.
Oh yeah, they were. Kids just talk.
Yeah.
But so when you talk about like Scream being, that was one of the it's so special to me. It's so
Yes,
special.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you want me to go back? Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
back to
I know we got on a tangent.
Let's see, where were we at? Okay, so early in the movie, you can see the wagon that Michael Myers stole from Dr. Loomis and Nurse Marion. It's in the background behind Young Hawkins and Pete McCabe. So they brought that back again as part of the callback. Definitely didn't see it, but it's supposedly there.
Okay.
I don't. Did you see?
I'll be looking
I will
out
have to
for it.
rewatch it.
Yeah, I definitely did not notice it. So in the opening of the film, obviously we know Laurie yells, "Let it burn," when they're trying to go put out the fire. And that's supposedly based on a deleted scene from Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, where a flashback to the end of Halloween 2 shows Dr. Loomis begging the paramedics to let him burn.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think
That
we
makes
saw that
sense.
deleted scene. But
Yeah.
it sounds
Do you have
familiar
all
to
these
me.
on DVD?
I have a lot of them on VHS. Like I have
Okay.
Halloween 78. I do have Halloween 2 on DVD, but I have 4. I don't think I have 5. I have 4, 6, H2O,
Mhm.
Resurrection. Yeah. I'm very passionate about VHS. I love
Honestly, I would buy it on VHS too because that's nostalgia.
Yeah.
But I like DVDs because you get that behind the scenes commentary. You
Yeah,
get
the
all the bonus
extras.
features.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You get like you see how they shot the movie. It's like a 2-hour film school. Like how they go through
It,
the whole
it
process.
Yes, it really is.
so you're like really into, because like at the end of the films, like I knew this too with horror film. I would just sit there and watch the credits, and I wanted to know who everyone was.
Right, right.
But you like seem like you go a step further. You want to know like
How it's shot, how
camera
it's
and that.
edited.
That's
Yeah,
what he does.
That's what I do. We
Yeah.
Limitless Broadcasting is a broadcasting network. So we do podcasts, we do movies, television.
That's his.
I've worked for Netflix. I've worked for Hulu. I've done stuff like that. VH1,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's why we're another reason we're doing all these booths is we're starting to promote the network. We have we're gonna have a streaming service coming soon, our own independent one, and so we're getting content to license and whatnot. I know we're jumping around a lot in this episode, so I apologize to the viewers and subscribers, but we're just talking generally.
It happens.
That's why I keep making sure you stay on track.
I'm trying to focus.
I know we're getting off track. I'm sorry.
No, it's
fine.
okay.
I got it. I scrolled up. So, okay. The logo for Haddonfield Memorial Hospital from this film is taken directly from Halloween 2.
Okay.
Even though they pretend Halloween 2, it's not a thing.
Doesn't
in this movie. They still use the logo.
Another callback.
Mm-hmm. The masks in the park are not Halloween 3. We already said that. We talked about that. Okay. Vanessa and Marcus, so the nurse and the doctor in the movie. Yeah. They were briefly in the original in Halloween 2018.
Okay.
So they were walking down the street with trick-or-treaters. They see Michael when they're getting in the car, and we're assuming now they were probably on their way to the bar at that time. But I did not.
I didn't pick that up. Well,
No.
See,
I did not pick that up.
You have to go back and rewatch it and say, okay,
yeah,
where all these fit in?
2018 and then this one. So yeah, they were there, and then they reappeared in this one. No idea. I had no idea at all.
I totally didn't.
Nope.
So we got... Oh, keep going.
Karen's death. Okay. So there's a bunch of camera setups and fast edits.
Yeah.
So they really, like, you think you see the violence, but they don't really show anything explicitly when she dies. And it's supposed to be an homage to Marion Crane's death in Psycho. Because they always have to reference Psycho. Because of Jamie Lee.
Psycho's just...
Yeah.
That's clever, clever.
But yeah, I had no idea. I did not pick up on that at all.
I did not. I'm like looking like...
Who was the director of Psycho?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock series.
Oh, Alfred Hitchcock is gonna be like a whole...
Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna be...
Yeah, a whole thing. We talked about Laurie. She was at the hospital the whole time, which is just like in Halloween 2. So there's another kind of tie in there. And before the Haddonfield citizens and Michael square off, Brackett repeats one of his lines from the 78 film. You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare.
You
Which
know,
Mm.
is a
Lori's
classic.
mother said that in H2O when
Yeah.
she's at the girls' school
Mhm.
or the private school, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm sorry for scaring you, but everybody's entitled to one good scare."
Mhm.
Not a
I
lot of
remember that.
not a lot of people know that that's her actual mother.
Like tied in.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's literally her
You'll
actual
just
mother. Yeah.
it's so quick you'll miss it.
I remember that scene. H2O
Really liked H2O. I
H2O
really
was
liked the
Yeah, it was
son.
one of our favorites.
Who was the actor for that?
Josh
Hartnett. I
Hartnett.
really wish he would have came back.
Mhm.
I thought he was.
Oh really?
So close. They wanted to bring him back, but
I
it didn't
really.
work
I
out.
think he did a great job.
H2O was so freaking good. And then once again, I was like, what? That was like 98. I was like,
Yeah,
Yes.
98.
oh my gosh. I was like, see, I was so young watching these movies.
Yes.
My mom would rent.
Uh-oh. Wait, your audio cut out.
Your audio cut out.
Oh no.
Okay,
wait.
you're back.
Now you're back. I don't know.
Oh.
You're back.
Can you hear us?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of heard it.
What did you say?
Yeah, I can. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I was saying that like my mom would always rent two good movies. She would rent two good movies and two scary movies growing up. It was like a every weekly thing. So
Oh,
whenever those movies were released, she was renting them. And I think she kind of caught on very young with Halloween 78. But I remember H2O, he was so wacky in that one. Oh my goodness. It was just so wacky. And the chase scenes are so good in H2O too. It's
mhm. I love
Do
it.
you remember like? Now we're really jumping subjects, but do you remember like when Friday the 13th would come on, or they would be the day, and then Friday the 13th would come on
Like the
TV?
marathon?
the marathon. Yes. Yes.
Like I would try to watch it, but my dad did not like me to do that, so I'd sneak into another bedroom to try to watch
To
it,
try and watch
and then
the
they would
marathon.
come in, and I'd change the channel and be like, "Oh, I'm watching this."
I wasn't watching it. No.
But-
Mm-mm.
They knew exactly, so I'm
Mhm.
glad your mom was like super cool with you watching this stuff. When my dad found out I watched Scream, he freaked out. He was just like, "Oh man."
I'm realizing like it wasn't until I joined the horror groups that I was hearing people saying, "Oh, I was 11 when I watched this, and I was 12, and this and that." And I was like, and I was just thinking in my head, like, because at first I thought I was over exaggerating these memories, and then I was like, "Well, no, Andre, you like watched these movies," and I was thinking about it, and I was like, "Wow, I totally was like." Really watching these movies super young and
Yeah.
H2
Yeah.
like the earliest ones I can think of H2O
Yeah.
and like I still don't all those like 90s slashers like were like my
Yeah.
childhood. Like I
Yeah.
was watching them and I realized I was like, why was my mom letting me watch those? Because apparently that was a wrong. I mean, I turned out all right, but I mean, she was afraid I was going to
right.
grow up to be a serial killer. She was honestly, she said it multiple times. Like she thought I was going to grow up to be a serial killer.
I mean, that's fair. I
That's
mean,
fair.
She did because I realized I never got tired of watching horror movies.
Yeah.
I never could get tired of it.
Right. Right. No, absolutely.
oh my gosh, that's so funny though.
So now we're
Yeah.
on deaths.
Oh
This
yeah.
one has
Oh,
the most
I'm
to
sure
be
it does.
expected. There are
Awesome.
31.
31 deaths. That's awesome.
31.
what?
31 deaths.
31 deaths.
Yes.
That
So we
is-
have Officer Pete McCabe who dies. Technically, I mean, really, Michael doesn't do it because it's friendly fire. But and then you have like 9,
9
10,
firefighters.
11 firefighters who all died.
And the way they did it was great. It was a bloodbath.
The whole scene was so good.
It
With
was just
that-
crazy.
Yeah.
I remember just sitting there like,
Wow.
okay. He's
Just-
just oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like oh, okay, all right.
especially me because I wasn't expecting this. Like, because after I watched the trailer, I was like, they kind of showed it a little bit,
Yeah,
and that's
but
why I'm like so against the trailers because like it just like when you're seeing it from like fresh eyes and you don't know what you're
Mhm.
going to see at all, and it does take work because it shows the trailer every time it came on. I just put my
Yeah.
earphones on and I'm like,
Right.
la 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 la, 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 and I'm
So-
just like,
One thing I didn't like about Halloween, like 2018, is if you
Mhm.
didn't catch the marketing of it, you kind of were dropped into the story and you were trying to have to figure out what was going on. Like they set it up like Lori got away from.
From the 1978.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they did that in the marketing, but if you didn't see the marketing, you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my only downside about Halloween 2018.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I think that fans were like fine with it because you already knew.
Right.
You know the story.
Right.
You've
But
seen
if
the
you
stories.
don't follow the franchise,
Yeah,
you're
if you
like,
were a
what
new
the
fan
fuck?
or a casual fan, you're
That
probably
is
like,
true.
I don't understand what's happening.
So
Because
that's
even in the trailer, like it kind of, you hear Jamie talking, and
Mhm.
she's been looking for him and waiting for
Right.
him, and it's like it's kind of already assumed in
right.
that moment that what she's talking about. Because I
Exactly.
guess
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
Mhm.
my
I
only
never thought about it like that, because I
thing.
guess I knew what they were talking about,
Right,
but
because
I
you
guess
just knew it.
seeing it from,
Yeah.
But doing the show, I kind of look at it from both perspectives. Like I
Mhm.
knew what was going on, but the casual fan that doesn't is like,
right.
what am I doing?
Exactly.
No,
Mhm.
you're right.
So, all right, back to kills.
All right, so we got Phil, who's stabbed repeatedly. Sandra, fluorescent light to the neck,
That
but
was
she comes
great.
back. Dennis killed off screen. Marion stabbed repeatedly, over and over. Marcus stabbed in the eye.
Yes. That was gruesome, but it was
gross.
great.
It was very, very cool, but very disgusting.
Yes.
I
Very.
definitely closed my eyes a little bit on that one. Vanessa, the door, and then the gunshot with that whole nonsense where she's trying to shoot him and she
Yes.
keeps wasting the bullets, and
Yes.
we're like,
You're
why
like,
are you doing
shooting
this?
it?
You can't even see him. You don't know what's going on,
And you're
and
just
then
firing shots.
I was like, you're just wasting bullets. I was so pissed
Exactly.
off at her,
Yes.
but by then I was so freaked out. I was like, well, she's a goner.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, like you're not gonna make it. It's fine. Whatever
Yeah.
you want to do, it's whatever at this point. Big John stabbed in the armpit and his eyeballs gouged out.
I thought that was like, that was the couple, right? That was like
Yes, the couple,
yes,
Big John
Yeah.
and Little John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Yeah. Ugh. Little John was stabbed, but we didn't see it. Tavali, I think that was the homeless guy that fell off to his death.
Yeah.
Or well, they said fall.
That one upset me. That scene, actually,
Yeah.
I even talked about that scene upset me a lot.
I
A
agree.
lot. I was just like, are we kidding? Like, oh, I was honestly upset. Like, I was like, it wasn't him. I just felt bad for him. I
I
was just
did
like,
too. He
I
didn't know
literally
what was
kind of
going
wanted to
on.
cry. I was like,
Oh. Yeah, that really bothered me too. I'm just like, what are you guys doing to this poor guy? They're literally telling you it's not him. Lori
he
would
was so
know.
scared. He was so
Yes.
scared. I was so like, oh
That
yeah,
was
that scene
terrible.
upset me.
That bothered me a lot too. I did not like that.
The town kind of went crazy.
And I guess that was
They,
the
they,
That was the setup.
right.
That's what they were trying to do. Is it was a mob mentality,
Mhm. Yeah.
and rules and law go out the window.
And logic.
Right.
Logic.
It's just all right, literally. They
Mhm.
at that point they weren't in their minds. It was
No,
just like
absolutely.
we want blood. We want
And they even said it at the end. They were like, "He's doing this to us. Now we're turning into him."
Yeah, like he's now getting in everybody's heads.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just messing with the whole town of Haddonfield. So
Exactly.
yeah, but I didn't like that at all.
yeah, it upset me. Mm.
Lonnie was killed off screen. Cameron, Bannister Bannister banging.
Yes.
Neck
Yes.
Wait,
broke.
was that
That's
was that
boyfriend.
Dylan Arnold?
Yeah. That was the
Yeah, when
boyfriend.
they were bashed.
Let me tell you, that kill. Oh my! Well, first of all, I love the art of acting. I
Mhm.
felt his terror. Okay, so
He
I
did
could
such a
like
good job.
I could feel it. I I remember my chest feeling. It felt like somebody was grabbing my chest and like
Mhm.
Yes.
squeezing it
Oh.
like a freaking like a wet towel. I just remember feeling like, oh, oh,
Art of
oh,
cinema.
Yes.
That's the art
oh
of
my!
And then with Allison watching the whole thing, I was just like, oh my God.
I just was like, Michael, you are brutal. They even talked about it in the Facebook car group one time, like how brutal that kill was, and I was just like, yeah, I was just like, and some people were like, he deserved it. He deserved, some people were happy
He
about it.
deserved it. He was going
I
in
didn't
after his
either.
dad. So
I think
he deserved it.
they said that. I think they said that because wasn't he not cheating
No,
on?
he was cheating
I mean,
And
yeah, in the
so
original
some people,
2018, yeah.
in the movie.
But at the end, and then at the beginning of this one, he's trying to find Allison to say,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm an idiot, whatever. He's
so
a
some people were like, some people like he deserved it, but I was like, bro,
Well,
he
it's a
did not
teenager thing.
deserve that.
Yeah,
I was just
Right.
like,
kid, like, come on.
I didn't think Michael was gonna do that. That's when I realized I'm like, Michael, you are done for. You are relentless. I mean, you will
Yeah.
do anything to anyone, and you
Yeah.
don't care. I was like, he's a teenager. Like, you're not gonna do this. Not for
Yeah.
not.
No.
That scene is so crazy.
So let's see. Lee Brackett, throat slits. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 random townspeople sliced, stabbed, whatever, by Michael repeatedly. And Tommy Doyle, unfortunately, was stabbed and then beaten to death with his own baseball bat.
We finally got it.
Yeah, didn't work. And
I
then
don't know.
20 years later.
the last one that I did not see coming, Karen, when she's standing there and you think it's done, and then all of a sudden
Yes.
there he is.
There he is.
I didn't see it coming, and I was like, they're not gonna kill her.
Well, that's set up.
Right.
They said they had to do that to set up the next film.
For Lori.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And
I didn't think they were gonna do it either.
No.
Oh, it was
I don't think
insane.
anybody did, but I can looking back at it, I can understand why they did it.
Yeah, she was the one I just did not expect.
No.
The boyfriend, all of that, I was like, yeah, makes sense, but not Karen. So
Right. I didn't
Her
expect that
husband was
either.
like, yeah, he's a goner.
Well, yeah, the dad had to die. I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't gonna make it in the first one. It makes sense, really.
You're like, yeah, the die.
It just happens, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Nick Castle did the breathing sounds. He did the breathing sounds in the first movie for Michael, and then
yes.
yeah, and he said he didn't even recognize his own appearance in the film, and I was just like,
Oh,
really?
okay, yeah,
right. Really?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And during rehearsals, because when Michael's killing the firefighters, Michael is blind in one eye because, the burning and all that.
Burning,
the mask.
yes.
Yeah. So James Jude Courtney actually wore an eye patch so that he was more authentic when he was attacking them.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like
that makes
that.
sense because that's how it's going to be when you actually have the mask on. You can't see,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually Nick Castle's appearance as Michael Myers got cut from the final movie.
Really?
So that kind of sucks. Yeah. I guess there was supposed to be one shot where he was like in a bathroom mirror or something, and that was Nick Castle, but
For time?
yeah, for time.
Okay.
It got cut.
That sucks.
Yeah. So I agree, it does suck. When Sheriff Brackett confronts Michael at the end, this is the first and only time in the entire series that he's physically seen Michael. He never did in the first two. And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I didn't
see.
I can't wait to go back and watch like this.
I know you think of these things now when you're watching it. Let's see. So this is the only Halloween film where Laurie doesn't share any scenes with Michael.
You're right.
There was one scene that was filmed where Michael answers a call. So Laurie calls Karen, and I think they were saying this was like right after he kills her, that Laurie calls to check on Karen, and he just breathes into the phone.
They probably cut it for time.
Yeah, but it's in the extended cut, but it's not.
I feel like the best scenes get cut because of time.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, wow.
That would have been good.
Scenes that can connect one movie to another movie. They cut it, and I don't like that.
I agree.
I think that would have been so sweet. Like,
I wish they left it in.
And he answered.
Breathing on the
we
phone.
watched this on HBO Go. HBO.
Yeah.
They have the extended cut on
they
there.
do.
So
we didn't watch that version.
We're going to watch that, but you should go back and watch that.
Yeah, they have the extended cut on there.
So they had that scene in there?
It should be.
It should be.
I assume it is. It just says the extended Blu-ray cut, but I'm assuming that's what's on HBO.
Right. Okay.
I would assume at least. Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I know, right? So we'll watch
I'm actually really excited to watch this movie again. Like, I was supposed to watch it last night. But I'm actually really excited to watch it again because
now it's fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that, like, I don't know if you guys do this, but I'm kind of weird. Whenever I see like a horror film that I like love that really impacted me, I won't watch it like again. Like, I don't want to spoil the magic.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like I hold on to my memory of seeing it that one time is so special to me. It's like an egg, and I just want to preserve it. So that's the reason why I'll think about it. Like, in my head, woman. But I don't ever put it on. Like they were like, oh, it's on Peacock. Oh, it's on DVD. I'm like, nope, I won't buy it. I'm like, I don't want to watch this movie. I'm like, it's beautiful in my heart. And I just want it to
Yes.
stay there. So it's like you only can watch it. So I'm weird, but you only can watch it so many times. I want the magic to stay there. So
Right.
I can't wait to watch it because it's been almost 2 years. So I think it'll be a good.
That's so true. You
refreshing.
can't get that back after you watch the first time. It's never the same.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Michael traps Marion and the others in the car, and he breaks the passenger side window the exact same way that he broke it in the original 1978 film.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
With the wrench strapped to his hand to break the glass. And I did see that when we were rewatching it. Not in theaters, but the second time.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh.
It's very quick. So if you're
so you're like, you have to watch.
Wait, so something was attached to his hand?
A wrench.
A wrench.
Yeah, in the original one, it's way worse than the original one. You can really like see it that they taped it so he could actually break it, and they repeated it in this one as a callback.
Right, I saw like that. I was like,
Here we go. Here we go. Jamie Lee Curtis, Charles Cyphers, Kyle Richards, Nancy Stevens, and Nick Castle were all in the original 1978 film, and they came back for this one. And then obviously they had to recast like all the other characters. Yeah.
Right.
And Universal received a largely negative reaction to releasing the film in theaters and on Peacock.
Yeah, I figured that because this came out during the pandemic.
Yeah, well, right. Yeah, right in the fresh stages of it, 2021. So Jason Blum actually is the one who suggested, because of what was going on with the COVID pandemic, that they should release it on both. So, yeah. But I do remember people being very mad about that it was on both theaters.
I liked it.
Oh, wait, like they would have rather it be just released in theaters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I see a movie gets released on like whether it's Peacock, Paramount, or whatever, I don't know. Like for me, the movie going experience, I like to watch movies in theaters. Like I'm a very avid.
That's how we are.
I live in the theater. Like I prefer to watch it at the theater, and if I gotta watch it at home,
thing, though. Because we didn't grow up in an era where we had cell phones and everything. We had the streaming. We had to go to the theaters. So that's embedded in us. Nowadays, kids can do everything from their phones. So they're like, oh, we'll just do it from our phones. But we will keep the theaters going.
You know what? I'll even say this for me, even taking it a little bit step further. I know for me, because like a lot of the horror films I seen, I was very young. They were on VHS. Yeah. So I actually, to be honest, and then I have 4 siblings. They never want to see horror films. So every time we would go to the theater, they always want to see we called them good movies growing up. And I used to be so pissed because I did not want to go. They'd be like, oh, what movie? Oh, some stupid movie that's not a horror film that I just would be so sad going to the theater. So I really hated going to the theaters. I did see the Blair Witch Project with my grandmother. She took me. Yeah, I know, right? My grandmother, she's who got me into horror films. She really quick, she actually, my first horror film that I ever seen in my life, I was 5 years old. I was at her house. She literally said, you guys want to watch a scary picture. And what did she put on? She put on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974. Wow. She said if we watched the movie with our feet up, we wouldn't have bad dreams. So I kind of thought of it as my protection. And I remember the intro scene of that movie. I ran behind the TV and but that got me started into it. So she took me to
that first opening scene of it is brutal.
It's terrifying. Like even the sound.
The way they shoot it, like the photos.
I was so from a 5-year-old's mind, like I remember running behind the TV, like, and but I remember trying to watch the movie with my feet up. It was like me and my cousins, we were trying because we thought that and that started it. So I saw the Blair Witch Project, but for me, I watched a lot of it. I watched a lot of it on VHS. So the first horror film I actually got to see in theaters was Scream 4. Actually, I just turned 18, and I was 18. Now I could finally watch. Because I was always like, I was always at the movie stores trying to buy the VHS, but I was so young
Right.
that they were like, "Were you 18?" And I
Yeah,
would try to
they
like
carded you and everything like that. It's like
I
your
would try to
grandma's
I would try
cigarettes
to
or
ask
something.
like a random guy or a girl,
Did you
Mhm.
"Hey,
buy this movie?
can you buy this movie?" And most of them would say no, but every once in a while they'd be like, "Sure."
Sure,
So
exactly.
Yeah.
for me, I watch them in the theater is because I want to be terrified out of my mind, and watching in the theater already provides the mood and the sound and everything to
Yeah,
get you there. So when people watch movies and they're like, "Oh, it sucked, it wasn't scary," my first thought is, "Where did you watch it?"
yeah,
Because if you watched it, because half of them, the atmosphere is very important when you watch.
yes,
The environment that you watch the movie is very important. Is what I'm
yeah.
trying to
Mhm.
say. It's very,
You
very,
go
very important.
when you go to the theater, you block out that 2 hours to
Yes.
watch the movie
You don't
without
have
any
your
It's all
distractions. If you watch a
phones.
movie at home, you have the dog, kids going, your phone,
Yeah, I'm
and you don't
always.
and you miss part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
It's so many things. So it's like it's the mood is already provided. So you're gonna get the maximum experience
Yes.
coupled with the whole not watching the trailer. Perfect. It's a match
that's
made in heaven.
going to the movies is that's how the filmmaker intended the movie to be
On the
watched
big screen.
on the big screen.
Exactly.
Surround
So
sound and
yeah,
yeah.
That's why I get kind of upset when I hear like some movie, like especially if I hear it's gonna get like a theatrical release. Now it's gonna release on home stream. I'm like, oh, I do kind of get like a oh kind of feeling.
companies
It's
Yeah.
so,
make companies make more money now with streaming because
Yep.
they cut out the middleman. That's where this is going. I'm
Unfortunately.
I
I'm worried about the theater industry.
I
I
will
think there will
die.
always be a few theaters around, but I don't think they're going to be as prevalent as they are now. I
Mm-hmm.
think they're going to have to really come together as an industry.
Please don't do that, please. I remember when the pandemic happening, they were, like, talking about that possibly
Yeah.
happening. I remember my heart dropping because I was like,
Yeah.
"Where will I watch?" Like,
I
I
know.
only like to watch the movies, and then if I do watch them at home, like, it has to almost be it has to be dark. I have to have
Mhm.
my headphones connected to my TV or my laptop.
Yeah.
Like, I want the mood to be there because I wanna get I wanna get the most out of it,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree.
so it's very important. Very, very important.
You have trivia for us?
I
Oh
have,
my gosh.
let me see. I have one more thing
Okay.
Okay.
to share. Okay. Yeah. And it's just a callback line that I did not pick up on at all when I watched.
Uh-oh.
So at the beginning, Karen says to Allison in the stairwell of the hospital, in reference to the dad that passed in the 2018, he'll always be with us, even if we can't see him. So talking about Ray, her husband.
Right.
And then at the end, Allison and Karen are hugging on the porch, obviously before Karen gets it. They're hugging on the porch. And this time, Allison says, he'll always be here, won't he? Even if we can't see him. And she's talking about Michael.
Michael,
So
yeah.
there's that parallel there. I didn't get any of that. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't.
I know. Did you
Wow.
remember that line?
Yeah, I did.
Did you miss
Yeah,
oh,
I-
I
Okay, sure. I didn't get any of that.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. But
I
that's
was also charged. I mean, when I was so on a high watching that movie, it was just it was just one of the most amazing cinematic experience.
That was
Like I was
So overall, what is your rating of this? 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10? What is your rating?
oh, it's so hard.
I would say I think I rated it like I think I rated it like a 9.5 out of 10.
That's
Okay,
yeah.
that's fair.
Uh-huh.
Because because obviously I was annoyed by the whole evil dies tonight, but you know what? I take it back. I give it a 10 out of 10. Because I'm thinking about my experience. My experience, I was I, I mean, it was I couldn't ask for anything more, and it I just I mean, and he was so brutal, so relentless, so unapologetic, and
Yeah.
it was just like he was just so mean. And I
Yes.
Mhm.
just I just never thought I could see him like that, and when I went to go see a Halloween movie, the way I was feeling, like,
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, I remember peeing after the movie and just, like, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I remember just getting in my car, like I remember before I started the car, I was just
Wow.
I just was so in disbelief. It took me a while to walk upstairs to get in my apartment. I literally was just like having, and you should have heard the conversation I was having with myself in the car. I was just like, I can't believe, like, I just thought it was so, uh, I felt like I had did like shrooms or something. I don't know.
So you
Like
would recommend Halloween Kills to other people?
absolutely, but
Mhm.
yeah, no, I would recommend it. I just think that maybe, if you're trying to come for like a story, which there is a story, but if you're really trying to actually, but if you're trying to watch for like story, then like
No, I wouldn't
you're
watch
gonna
any
be
Michael Myers movie.
it's
Yeah.
I just don't, but like I would highly recommend Halloween Kills, especially like if you're into slashers, like it's just
Mhm.
Exactly.
it's a modern day slasher, and can we talk about the cinematography? The
Oh my
cinematography is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that they were showing Michael, they were
Yeah.
sensationalizing him. Like
Mhm.
the shots, the slow-mo, he
Hmm.
would turn to the side. Like I was just like, they are showing him in the I was like, this is like it was Michael Myers on steroids, but in the
Yeah.
best way.
Mhm.
Like, I
Yes.
just never thought I could see him like that. So, yeah, the cinematography, I was catching.
Very
I might not be into the camera stuff, but I know
You're right.
great
You know good
cinematography
cinematography.
when
Yes.
I see it, and I was like,
Exactly.
"Oh, Michael
That's
Myers is
the
looking so good."
cinema experience.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
I
Yes,
agree.
yes,
Like, the firefighter
yes.
scene and the end scene were my 2
Oh,
favorites.
really?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. The firefighter scene was just insane, and I remember, I caught a quick glimpse of it because I was, uh on YouTube and like it like popped up and I like saw firefighters, but I heard people talking about the firefighters, he killed the firefighters. And I was like,
yeah.
and when I see that, like I just have to try to act like I didn't read it or see it, but I kind of did get a glimpse. But I was just like, this is just insane. He's
Mhm.
picking people up. Oh, and I
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
Very brutal.
So
Oh my
He's
gosh.
just out for revenge.
Yeah.
yeah, so I think, but my favorite kill was definitely the Dylan Arnold's. I always miss characters' names. I know them by their actors' name
No,
by
no.
their actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
That was a good
hi-
one too. Yeah. Do you
I
have a
So,
just
favorite?
um, I liked all the firefighters getting got. I
Mhm.
do like Tommy Doyle getting beat with his own bat.
Poor
That was an
Tommy.
iconic scene in that. Like because it's 20 years in the making, all
Mhm.
of that. So
Mhm.
kind of came around full circle.
Yeah.
I
You
kind of felt bad because I was actually like,
I
he was getting on my nerves. I
right.
was so over Tommy. I
He
was like,
he was the
get
main
rid of
guy
him.
driving the ship and
Making
Yeah,
it worse and worse.
he
Yeah.
ended up getting it.
pissing me. He
So
pissed me off. I was just like, I'm over him. Like, get rid of him.
so
Yeah. I mean, I
he
didn't really
did.
feel that bad.
I did it. I was just like, get rid of him. I'm over
Whatever.
him. Like,
It was a good kill. So
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, no, it was.
Mhm.
So
But no,
that's
it just was.
Halloween Kills for every.
Yes.
So again, tell us where our viewing audience can find you, your YouTube
Yes.
channel, and everything like that.
Yes, yes, yes. So I think I want to say, okay, I want to try to search it because I just don't like. I should know this, but like I saw it one day and I was like, I just thought it was CrayDre, and then I saw that it was like, uh, okay, so apparently, so apparently it's come back. Okay, so apparently it's CrayDre, so it's CrayDre, and then there's a Z at the end. I don't know
Okay.
why.
Okay.
If
So
you could
CrayDre Z.
email us these
Um,
links so we can put it in the description.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'll
definitely.
put all the
And then I recently just started an Instagram, which is CrayDre31.
Mhm.
Um, actually, let me make sure because I actually just made this Instagram like a couple weeks ago, so it's pretty fresh. And it's funny because I've had my YouTube channel for almost 2 years, and
Mhm.
I never made one, and I should have made one a long time ago because that's how I found you guys, and
Mhm.
Well,
it's so many other people.
he follows the Boogeyman Pod. That's where you can
Oh
find
yeah.
this on
Mhm.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
so what's
Wait,
your Instagram?
so it's at CrayDre31, and then I have a TikTok, which I believe that one is at CrayDre30.
You have
Oh yeah, yeah.
4,500 followers on there.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh
So,
my gosh.
Yeah.
so you're doing
That
great on that.
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I gotta get more on it because TikTok it's hard with all of these different like the
Yes.
algorithms are very different
It
for
is. Yeah.
Yes.
TikTok versus like Instagram versus like
Yes.
It's just so freaking. It's
I-
weird. It's so weird. Weird.
Yeah. It's an effort.
Well, thank you so much for joining
It
us.
was so much fun.
This is so
Yes.
much fun. We will have to do this again.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It
Um,
was such a pleasure.
Yeah. So this is Halloween Kills for everyone. Thank you for tuning in to You Can't Kill the Boogeyman podcast,
Mhm.
produced by Limitless Broadcasting Network. Don't forget, May 19th through the 21st, we will be at Spooky Empire in Orlando.
Mhm.
So if you guys are in the Orlando area, come drop by and say hi at the booth, get a free sticker. Yeah.
All right. So until
Thank
next
you.
time.
Thank you so much
Yes,
for
it has
tuning
been a
in.
pleasure.
I know this episode's kind of all over the
I
place.
know, I feel so
been
bad.
a fun
That's all right.
episode.
Yeah, it has.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and we will
Yes.
see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
All right, bye.
You Can't Kill the Boogeyman podcast is produced and hosted by Robby and Sammi Brooksby as part of the Limitless Broadcasting Podcast Network. Post-production and intro by Sammi Brooksby. Follow the show on Instagram at BoogeymanPod. You can also follow the Limitless Broadcasting Company at Limitless Broadcasting and your horror hosts at Robert 1950 Studios and at The Samalam. We also have a TikTok at 1950 Studios. Email your creepy comments and spooky suggestions to us at boogeymanpod@gmail.com. Don't forget, everyone is entitled to one good scare. Have a horrific week.